I think that overall we want to play a 200-foot game, so that means the defense and the forwards are going to have to play both offense and defense. I think that overall the forwards are not specifically just responsible for playing better shutdown D. I mean, you want them to play in an offensive role, and when it's time to defend, you want to defend. So we want to be a team that's aggressive on the puck, both defensively and offensively. You know what, I'm hoping Nate Schmidt will have a breakout season. I think that he's at that point in his development where he's on the cusp of playing in the NHL full-time. And I think you know, he made some steps coming in 2 years ago at the end for the playoffs, and last year made some strides. But I think you know, from an offensive standpoint, and being that one of those go-to defensemen, I think he could be one of those guys. Well, I think that's the big question right now. Where's his knee at? You know, ACL surgery is not an easy injury to come back from. So I think that once he gets to training camp, I'm sure his goal is to crack the Caps roster, and we'll just have to see how training camp goes. But he's certainly an X factor for us, I think, because he was so dominant on the power play a couple seasons ago. And if he can return to form, and if he's even with us, I certainly think he can help our power play percentage be better than it was last year. Well, I've said it for years. I think that our division is you know, I think this past season was the first year in maybe 5 or 6 years that a team from the East or Eastern Division was not in the Calder Cup final. So I think when you look at Lehigh Valley coming in now, you know Philadelphia's going to want to have a good team there. Wilkes-Barre's always competitive. Norfolk's got a very good young team, and Binghamton, you know, with the Senators, you know, having some real good young prospects in there, I think that it's certainly going to be a dogfight from start to finish. I think the people in general, I mean, I do believe that the organization has several real good people working for them. And, you know, when you build relationships, just like I did here in Hershey, you know, you leave the job, but you have some good friends and people that you like. And I think that's the same way. I mean, there's some guys in the front office that helped made my job a lot easier, let's put it that way. I think all players and coaches have some degree of superstitions. I think I'm more of a routine type of guy. I wouldn't say I have too many superstitions, although I do go out to the bench at a certain time, especially when we're winning. If we lose a couple in a row, I'll change the time on the clock in terms of going to the bench. But other than that, I would say that's probably my only real superstition, I should say. But I do keep my routine pretty constant throughout the day on game day, I will say that. Yeah, I probably have to say meeting my wife first. You know, I think that was a great day. And then obviously the birth of my daughter, which is because of her, so I'll put her first. Larissa's close 1B, I guess. And hoisting the Calder Cup would be close in there too, but I'll put it as 3. Well, I think that just it was an emotional time that, you know, I was striving to become a head coach in the American League specifically, and I think just when I came back here and the press conference and seeing people that I was around for 4 years, I just got a little emotional, you know, which is not a bad thing, you know, to show some time of emotion in terms of your gratitude and your happiness to be back in a place that you didn't want to leave in the first place.